All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and salutations to the Yakim out there laboring, the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And the city's pretty much, at a breaking point. These major cities with the influx of migrants that are pretty much are flooded into these cities and pretty much uh, rapidly changing the quality of life. And I have an article here for the New York Post, and this is something that just happened the other day in New York City, and it says fatal NYC migrant stabbing over a woman in tent city filled with armed rivals, split camps. Sources say. You see, so now we pretty much have these different migrants coming here, and they're pretty much turning into pretty much gangs, so to speak. You know, but let's get into this article real quick. But it says the fatal migrant stabbing at Randall's Island tent city was over a woman. Law enforcement sources say Sunday, while asylum seekers describe life in the shelter as full of armed rivals and divisive camps. And they pretty much are on this island called Randall's Island, which is a large tent city where they pretty much are having them dwelling, which is just an island full of tents. You see, and pretty much you can reach that island by foot or by roadway. All right, so it says here the 24-year-old victim was inside the cafeteria tent at the sprawling center around 7:30 p.m. Saturday when he got into a beef with a fellow asylum seeker who had been talking to the man's girlfriend, sources told the Post. During the dispute, the victim was assaulted by four people, sources say. One of the suspects, 26, then whipped out a knife and stabbed the victim in the neck and chest, area sources say. The victim was rushed to Harlem Hospital where he was pronounced dead. All right, it says now that the police recovered the knife at the scene and arrested the suspected stabber, while his three accomplices are in the wind. All right, but I want to fast forward down here, get to the point here. It says migrants at the makeshift shelter, which was erected last year to house the overflow of migrants flooding into the five boroughs from the U.S. border, have been problematic, some asylum seekers say. They said some of the migrants around them have split into camps based on their ethnicity in native countries, with Hispanics, Africans, and Haitians occasionally at odds, while many are armed with knives, and typically petty crimes can be rampant. Okay, so pretty much now it's that small island is instantly turned into pretty much a third war country, pretty much. You see, all right. So it says everyone has a knife. Migrant Mauricio Pinto said. All right. So now you have another person that says that there's a lot of stealing going on. He says that if you put your phone down or your charger for a moment, they take it immediately. Any of your stuff you don't have it, they will take. You know, and pretty much, this is pretty much a picture here of the camp, or at least part of it. You see, and this is the time to come where this is gonna be rampant throughout the whole city. Okay, right now, pretty much, this place is intact, and they're pretty much contained to this island. You see, but these people do go out and venture out into the city. You see, so now you're starting to see gang culture starting to manifest itself within this island, and this is going to be going out throughout the city, man. Okay, all right, and we're coming into that time, man, where hey, Jacob's trouble is coming. And Lord willing, it's gonna go down this year. And pretty much, to have the Lord, pretty much guide us and protect us in that time. But at the end of the day, all right, this society is pretty much going to go downhill fast. I mean, you kind of feel it in the air. You feel it in the spirit, man. You see things are like something is has to give. You see something is like bound to happen. You know, And pretty much though us through the spirit would, pretty much are, anticipating something to go down, man. You see? But this right here is all done by design. And they're gonna have these people pretty much when society starts to break down, they're gonna have these people they're gonna be wandering out about through the city, man. Okay? Let me get the scripture real quick. This is Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. And you'll already see a microcosm instance of that going on that little island, man. Okay? You see, they pretty much are not regarding guards. The guards are pretty much, or enforcement, police enforcement is pretty much outnumbered. Okay? And one of the persons said through the interview that they are not, close guarding these people. You see, I mean, pretty much, man, they're having them really fend for themselves on the island. Okay, because really, as long as they feel like they're contained on that island, they feel like that's pretty much that's their job. That's it. You see, all right, and pretty much, instead of every man, pretty much is carries a weapon. You see, okay, so it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And it's pretty much, Marshall's law is pretty much coming down the pipeline. And that's going to be a way to pretty much contain a city, for, a plethora of reasons, but really to try to contain when all hell pretty much breaks loose. You see? All right? And try to get control of the people. All right? But it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. When we're pretty much in a a beta society here, and the people that are walking around full of pride and haven't really had adversity hit them in the face. They never really gone through anything. Okay? They pretty much have been free will to do wickedness and have not been checked for it, man. Okay? And that have been pretty much physically approached on any level through their upbringing. You see, for a lot of these people. So this is the reason why a lot of these people are going to fold when that time comes, man. These people are not built. Especially the younger generation, they're not built in a certain way. To pretty much combat or pretty much get through these times, man. You see? Okay, everything has been pretty much a fluff society, the past, 10, 15 years, man. Everything's pretty much been softened up. And these people pretty much, don't know adversity when it hits them in the face, man. Okay, they're not going to know how to handle it. You see? All right? And it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that time is coming. And you're already seeing it again, in a small scale. But these people are pretty much going to go out and venture out into the city, man. All right? And when you have these resources that are pretty much are going to shut down, okay? The city is pretty much already having budget cuts, to where, they need to cut certain funding. And pretty much, man, this system is pretty much going to go on belly up soon. You see, we have the impending doom of the dollar, and we see that really in the mainstream news, and everybody's talking about it, and more than likely, it's going to happen this year. You see, okay, this is pretty much being talked up and really pretty much getting the people prepared for the impending doom that's coming, man. But a lot of people don't know how to really handle the situation. They pretty much are passive. They pretty much see this on the news. Pretty much mainstream news would pretty much mention things about the dollar. Pretty much as the coming to its demise, and pretty much they're seeing the banks closing, but people are not really conscious on how to move. You see. They're just thinking that everything's gonna just be all right, whatever way, things are going to continue as it was, even though they're having a harder time at this thing called life. you know, okay, pretty much people are pretty much adjusting themselves to these gradual draconian laws that are pretty much coming down the pipeline, man. You see, these people are just sheeple at the end of the day. You see, all right, but pretty much this is what's coming, man. All right, from there, let's go to the sting in second Esdras. But I want to get chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And pretty much, man, this place is unraveling as we see. You know, um, right now, not too far from me, there's a whole strip mall plaza that's pretty much empty. This plaza pretty much was housing pretty much maybe 15 to 20 businesses, and now that you're seeing now, there's only maybe about 3 businesses that are left in that plaza, man. You see, so we're starting to see the shutdown, and the ones that are pretty much the businesses that are open are pretty much takeout places, and the time's gonna come to when they're gonna start running out of supplies. These are these little mom and pop spots that pretty much, man, when this next epidemic hits, they pretty much is gonna be that other shoe that drops, man. Okay, it's gonna definitely gonna destroy these small businesses, man. Okay, so we're seeing it now before our eyes, man. These storehouses pretty much closing up. All right, but it's gonna be completely shut down, man. Okay, you see, and it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And these people don't have a clue what's going on, man. The scriptures talk about, man, because of pride, the city pretty much shall be broken down. Roughly paraphrasing, man. But this is what's coming. And another thing else was coming. The story had pretty much mentioned that this was about a woman, man. So you can imagine, the ratio of women to men on that island, man. We pretty much having a lot of military age men that are pretty much coming into this country, at an alarming rate. But the only woman that you really see coming in is maybe women that are pretty much part of a family, maybe a couple, or the ones that have little children in tow. But that is far in between now. You're just starting to see men that's coming here because the men usually, even from decades past, the man will come to the country and pretty much come get a job, work to send money for his family, and be able to save enough money for them to come up and to join him. You see, but you're seeing now just men coming. So now this is the problem now, because the American dream that they thought it all was gonna be is pretty much turning into a nightmare. So now they're gonna revert back to that third war mentality, man. Okay, and just being able to survive any way they can. The very same place that they left. Their various countries that they left. This was the way of living, man. So that lifestyle that was pretty much intact, and pretty much the way of life where they came from is pretty much coming here to the shores of America, man. You see, and even the people that are here now, they're on guard now against these migrants, man. They understand that the cities out and about have gotten that much dangerous, man. You see, all right. But I want to pull up something else, from this individual by the name of uh, Black Scout Survival, and I pretty much will look at a lot of his videos, and this is something here where the title says, "Coming to your town or city soon," and this is pretty much raising concerns because a lot of these migrants are pretty much in in these urban areas, but this is going to be a problem where you're going to have it into the rural areas as well, because little do anybody does know the population, the people, they don't understand that a lot of these places that they're building, all right, they're putting them in rural areas as well, okay, with these migrants. But let's take a look at this video, and we're catching it mid span. I'm gonna play a little bit of this video. I'm gonna get into the scriptures though, but pretty much, man, this is something to really consider in this time that we're in. But before I do that, let's read this comment before we watch this video. The first comment, it says, dude, I live about 1 mile from the Rio Grande. Y'all haven't seen anything yet. So he's telling us now, this is an individual that pretty much lives on the border. So now he's saying that, pretty much addressing the cities here in Babylon, he's saying that you haven't seen anything yet. Okay, so now we're just getting a little microcosm of what's going on and what's to come. But without any further ado, I'm going to play this video.
He says in Spanish, I'm going to call the police. We need to be policing ourselves. Look at these two guys right here. These two guys could have done something. They could have stopped this. One guy walks away and said, no, I'm leaving. I'm not getting involved in this. And then the guy recording, I remember, I can't remember what city it was, but maybe last year I did a video on this about how a woman was sexually assaulted for 45 minutes on a rail car, and no one intervened, but 11 people were recording. We have become so weak as a country, as men. These young men have had these beta males as role models for the past 15, 20 years. And so they think that violence is, bad. You can't do it. Violence to protect the weak is what you need to be doing. It's exactly what men should be doing, strong men. That's why it's important to be physically fit, capable, and ready to be dangerous when necessary.
And, this is the mentality that the typical Edomite would have, because his remedy, this man is carnal, of course, and, he's an ex-military man, and, his remedy is pretty much to stay strapped, all right? But you seeing how this individual was pretty much trying to rape that woman, and the men were just standing around, okay? And you're having a spirit now that's going out where men are not trying not to get involved with a lot of these situations, man. You still have your Captain Saberholes, they want to, pretty much want to put on a cape and save these women, But a lot of this things that go on is really the judgment of the Lord. Now, I'm going to play more of this video, though, but let's hit the scripture real quick. You see? All right? Because this is the time that we're coming into, man. Let's go to let's go to Isaiah 32:9. And it says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vengeance shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. And that pretty much, man, the good old days is pretty much winding down for you women, man. Okay, times are going to get rough for you as well. Because pretty much you're going to have to be in a situation to where, you drove the man out the house and you're proud to and pretty much boast that. But it's going to come a point in time where, you're going to need that protection, man. Okay? And your average person on the street is not going to be able to save you, man. Okay? People pretty much want to be able to keep themselves, save their own hide, man. And not get involved, man. You see? Okay? But this time is coming for you women, man. All right, let's get back to the video real quick. I'm gonna finish this.
It's important to be physically fit, capable, and ready to be dangerous when necessary. So this was in France on New Year's Eve, A 30-year-old Afghan migrant immigrant was arrested for sexually assaulting a 7-year-old French girl. And it says, children cannot even celebrate the New Year without being sexually assaulted by imported criminals. Now, the problem is that millions of Afghans are currently being deported by Pakistan, and they'll most likely be ending up in the Europe or the United States. So we have to ask ourselves, is this going to be coming to our town? If you got, um, young ladies that you care about in your life, whether that be children, friends, maybe your wives, girlfriends, things like that, you need to show them this video and get them prepared mentally and give them the tools to defend themselves, okay? Because this could be happening around our country, and the thing is that you may not be around to protect them. They may have to be their own hero in that regard. So, we had Daniel Penny, former Marine, put a homeless felon in a fatal chokehold to stop him from attacking people on the New York train. His bail was $200,000 last week. Muhammad Izzadin, 22 years old, broke into a New York home, then sexually assaulted a woman at night point. He was released without bail. These Marxists are trying to destroy our country. They are making it where you can commit these crimes and get out of the jail the same day without bond. And is what it's doing is empowering these criminals. It's saying, okay, you can do these things, and we're gonna turn the eye. And
let me hit the scripture real quick because he's right. Because a lot of this now, what you have now is bail reform. Okay, so you have a lot of these men or individuals that are pretty much committing these crimes, and they're pretty much getting out the next day. Okay, and real quick, let's pull up something real quick because a scripture that's coming to mind. Let's see. Let's go to let's see if I can find it real quick. I believe it's in Sirach. Slovakia. Find it real quick. Here we go. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. You see? Okay? And pretty much, man, there's no real judgment going out. And this is why these men are so brazen to do these acts, man. You see? Let's continue.
Turn the eye. And basically, this is going to be more rampant as time comes. I think 2024 is going to be a volatile year. I think with all the other things going on, but these Democrats are trying to import future voters is essentially what it's down to. I've done countless videos on that, and there's proof of that. That is their goal, is to import voters. So it's Democrat forever, and ultimately socialism, communism, and you name it, being put in cages and being fed crickets.
And really, that's what a lot of these Edomites think too. A lot of time, these migrants coming here are pretty much to try to change the face of the vote. Well, the news is that and it's pretty much common knowledge now that this election is pretty much not going to go down. Okay, pretty much I do speak as a man, but pretty much all hell is going to pretty much break loose before that time, man, and they're going to see to it. You see, all right. Why would these migrants come here and pretty much are sold a broken dream? Because this is what's happening now. Some of them might have came here with good intentions of trying to get a job and work, but that's not happening. You see? Okay? So now they have no choice but to turn to a life of crime. So why would they go and vote for the powers that be that are in power right at this moment? You see? So it doesn't make a political sense at the end of the day. That they would just automatically come here and think that they would just vote one kind of way, you know, okay? Pretty much getting a free ride to hell doesn't guarantee a vote for the people that are in power. So I just wanted to put that out there. So let's continue.
I'm going to show you a video from Ross Kemp. I think this was from a few years ago. Ross Kemp, I don't know if you've ever seen the one where he's like in the jungle with these folks with AKs, and they're like, "I'm going to kill you" or whatever. And he's like, "Who are you going to kill?" It's a pretty cool video. But anyway, Ross Kemp is interviewing some migrants here, discussing their plans. Okay, so let me show this to you.
Some of us end up having rape cases, you know. Some of us end up.
So what? You look at the snap of his head. You rape girls?
Some of us, yeah, some of us.
Yeah. Ross is looking like he's ready to do some work right now.
How many times you've done that? How many times have you raped girls?
I did it maybe 2 or 3 times.
I did it once. I did it 4 times.
Did it once.
Yeah, because a lot of times I was with him. Yeah, he's a friend, you know. I'm with him all the time, you know.
How do you go about doing it? A bunch of you push her into a corner? Or
no, we do it much simpler, you know. One of us pretends as if he's...
Yeah, Ross looks like he's unhappy doing this interview.
He's a nice guy. He wants to get her number or something.
Look, he's not entertained. He's rolling his eyes.
And you would grab her and say, "Hey, shut up."
Surely she shouts, no?
No, we tell him that.
We make sure that
when
she doesn't.
When you scream, we tell him that when you scream, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, and she sees you.
You see how heartless this guy is saying that? Heartless, right?
With a knife or something, anything that is a weapon, she will stay still. She will never scream. He grabs the legs, you know, both of the legs. I grab the hands, and then he deals with the clothes, you know. Yeah, and then we go one by one.
So, and they have an orchestrated a way of going about this, man. Okay, you know, this is what's coming here to Babylon, man. This is what's coming. Okay, these are the men that are pretty much going to be roaming the streets, man. Okay, and the women are pretty much going to be the easy, soft target, man. Okay, all right. The man's going to be going around here, and these guys, you know, hey, man, you got these guys that haven't had no boxing in months, man. Okay, so these men are pretty much going to be on their prowl, man. All right, so this is why the scriptures say that rise up ye women that are at ease, man. You see, all right.
We call it jack rolling, you know.
This dude is ready to like commit some violence right now. You can tell. Look at him.
Yeah, exactly. Because you kind of jack her, you know, and then you roll her, you know. It's jack rolling, you know.
Jack rolling. He's laughing about this. He's laughing about committing sexual assault on young women.
Jack her, and then you put her on the floor. We would say, guys, come on.
If looks could kill, dude. If looks could kill.
Let's do this fast, guys. Yeah, you enjoying it, huh? And we would like beat our hands, you know, high five. What's it?
So they're celebrating. They're talking about how they're celebrating after the fact they've done the most egregious act to someone that's going to be scarred for the rest of their life for their own pleasure.
Right, and it pretty much, man. Hey, man, they pretty much have a coordinated way of going about it, man. You see? All right. Let's finish up the scripture real quick. All right. It says, let's go back to Isaiah 32. I want to grab that real quick. Let's go back there. I want to grab a point out of there. It says, this is Isaiah 32:11. Tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. You see? Okay? So you women are pretty much going to be trotting down, man. You know? All right? You women are going to have a hard way to go. You know, all that pride is pretty much going to go out the window. All right? Because you're going to have vandals like these individuals that are going to be out and looking for you women. You see? Okay, and guess what happened? You driving the man away, you know, the attitude and everything else, though, the man is not going to be able to defend you in that time, man. Okay, you see? All right. It says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. You know, and those old days are going to be long gone, man. The women are going to be lamenting because that the times of you being on over the man and on top, okay, with the mouth, okay, you women are going to be quiet in that time, man, okay? You see? All right, you women like so much attention, okay? You women are really going to be wishing to be under the radar in that time, man. You're really going to be wishing that you're going to be under the radar, man, okay? That's the time that we're coming into, man. You see? Okay? And these people are going to be pretty much going out throughout the whole city, man. All right? From there, let's go to Second Esdras. All right? Let me pull something real quick. Second Esdras 16. Let's go with verse 46. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And that's another thing, man. Okay? Children, pretty much are going to be a commodity in that time, man. Women and children, man. Those are going to be the easy, soft targets, man. Okay? And men are going to pretty much, the Lord's going to put the spirit on these men to pretty much have their way with a lot of these women. And that's really ultimately judgment, man. You see? That's going to be judgment. You see? It says, right? And pretty much that was the point right there. I wanted to get that right there. That was the point. I wanted to grab verse 46 on that. From there, let's go to Isaiah 13 and 14. I'm going to read this in NLT. Everyone in Babylon will run about like hunted gazelle, like sheep without a shepherd. They will try to find their own people and flee to their own land. These people pretty much are going to be, the people that are here, this great melting pot. People pretty much are going to cleave to their own people, man, and really try to go back to where they came from, man. Okay? They're pretty much, in greed, is pretty much what's going to get people stuck here, okay? Because it's going to be sooner than later that you're not going to be able to fly back and forth in and out of this country, man. Okay? That's going to be a thing of the past. You see? There's not going to be no way for a lot of these people to go back home, Okay, so pretty much, man, you're going to see a wave of this happening soon, okay? And these people pretty much, are fleeing, trying to go back to their own land. You see? Right? It says, anyone who is captured will be cut down, run through with a sword. Their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked, and their wives will be raped. Okay? And it's pretty much, this is an NLT, man. And it's pretty much what's coming, man. You see? Okay? Hey, man, this is how they're pretty much going to come about with this chaos, man. You see? This chaos is pretty much going to be coming, by way of these migrants, man, coming in, man. This is going to be a part of it, man. But you're going to pretty much have people that have been law-abiding citizens, okay, here, that have been here in Babylon, that is pretty much going to lose it. And they're going to pretty much partake in a lot of these acts, man, okay, because it's going to be all about survival in that time, man. Okay, so, yeah, Jacob's trouble is definitely coming, man, and Jacob is definitely going to feel the indignation of the Lord, All right, so with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom.